Hi all, wanted to go over some of the features of the MKCamp tent, the good, the bad and the ugly, now that we have one and we've just used it for our first time ever. It's a great tent in general, connects really well to the car, definitely air free and bug free in terms of when it's connected to the car. Overall a decent size, the interior space is pretty good, the air columns and the way that it holds itself up are absolutely excellent. We did have a bit of rain on our holiday and the rain protection is excellent as well. You've got some really good features on it, like this little vent at the back, which is really key to the way that the Teslas work, is the fact that it allows the air to come out the back of the tent, so when the AC is on it still flows through the tent and out the far side. The covering at the front of the tent really is properly waterproof. Even when it rained heavily there were no problems there at all, and you can see how it fixes over the top of the rear of the tent. You've also got the ability to charge. That was quite neat. You've got some nice little gaps and features down here, like this little ingress point where you can put your cables in for your mains and your charging and stuff. Attention to detail on things like these are the blow up ports, and they've got these little covers over them to stop any water ingress. Really nice and neatly well done. Even things like the tent poles, sorry for the terrible recording, they're just manufactured really well, really high quality. You've also got things inside the tent like these little hooks that are all the way around the place. We've put carabiners on ours, really recommend getting some carabiners for them, and then you can hook your wires and lights and anything else you want from those. They're all over the place, they're really good. The interior of it actually fixes well to the car. Again, no bugs or anything getting in through this. We actually ran our charger in through the tent just so that the socket that connects the charger is good. You can see here that this bit is meant to attach to the side of the tent and it doesn't quite fit right, and here as well. That's actually because the car was not perfectly aligned to the hole in the tent. Got a couple of tricks that we did to make that better later. You can actually see down on this side though, at the bottom it actually connected perfectly on that side just because it was a bit too far over to that side. This is also the MKCamp mattress that we got for the back of the Tesla. That is really great. Self-inflation was fantastic, incredibly comfortable, fits the Tesla perfectly. Yeah, some of the best night's sleep I've ever had camping. You also get these connections that loop around the headrests. On ours, we actually, it's not how they tell you to put them on, but we crossed them over like that, because otherwise they kept on falling off the headrest, but it prevents this top piece flapping down where it actually goes off the end of the rear seats. So it's pretty important to make sure you got that because it gives you that extra length. Something that didn't come from MKCamp that is absolutely essential are these window blinds. We got ours from Tesla in Australia, along with the roof blackout blinds as well. We didn't actually use the roof blackout blinds in the end just because the tint on the roof is so dark, didn't need them. Even down to this little Velcro patch comes for the boot just to stop the light coming in. Really nice attention to detail like that. And this was our view when we were sleeping. Dog definitely enjoyed it. In the morning we had this little visitor on our roof. Very confused when I tapped on the glass and it flew off. This is the point in the review that doesn't seem to exist in anybody else's reviews, and I think I know why. If you want to go out in your Tesla during the day and you don't want to take your tent with you, you need to unzip the bits at the back, pull off the bits of Velcro, be very careful with these tabs, make sure that they're up and out the way, otherwise they get stuck in the Tesla boot lid. Once you've done that, then basically you need to push the boot lid down manually. If you try and auto close it, it'll get caught on everything. And then you can move all of these other bits around the edges and just pull them all out before the boot actually latches on top of you. Once you've done that, then go around to the outside of the tent, undo the guy ropes, pull those off. We attach them to the side of the car as they suggested, but don't recommend that you do that. go around to the other side, do the same thing, pull all that back as well. Be careful for these window shades, they fall out as soon as you open the doors. And this is where it all goes really wrong, because what you're left with is a gaping hole in the side of your tent with no waterproofing, where all the rain can just pour straight in. This is why I think most of the other reviews are probably sponsored, because they never mention any of this part, but obviously being able to drive your Tesla is a fairly important part of being able to camp with a Tesla, so yeah. And if you thought that the awning coming down would help, because that would cover up the hole, then I'm afraid you're out of luck, because it just flaps at the back of the tent. It's a real shame, because they could have easily just put a zip or something on the side of this and then would have been perfect. You basically got one of the best Tesla tents out there, but then with these stupid problems, so we went about trying to fix them, and it isn't that difficult, so I don't know why the manufacturer didn't sort it out already. For the guy ropes, easy fix. Don't attach them to the door closure mechanisms, they get caught up in the door locks and could cause you some real problems. We had trouble opening one of our doors after we'd done that, like we've seen in other videos. Just attach them to a peg. The only problem with this is one of those little metal clips actually rubs directly on the bodywork when you do this. Really easy to solve, just shorten the piece of string by tying an extra knot in it like we have done there, and then it doesn't touch the bodywork. The main thing we did though was on the fly sheet that covers the top of the Tesla, we showed these little tags on. We used some of the fabric from the tent bag, which comes in the same colour just so that it looks good. The tags on the left are already there, so then got some carabiners and just join those together. When you get down to the bottom ones, there's already the hooks and the loops are already there, so all you literally need there is just a carabiner to just join the two of them together. We picked ours up from the local hardware store for a couple of dollars each. Then do the same on the other side, so basically we sewed on an entire 4 tags on for this. Actually used a machine, but I think you could do it by hand if you needed to. We still weren't really happy with the way it worked on the inside, because you can see that it's quite easy for some water to come in through that side and then it would just flow straight into the tent, especially as the inside hangs over the outside. What we did was get some Velcro, just the soft Velcro, and then put that on the tent. We actually chose self-adhesive Velcro. Probably really need to put a few tacking stitches just in the corners so that it doesn't peel off at the corners. Then you can just stick the existing Velcro on the other side, which is already there to hold down to the interior of the boot, and it just sticks to the other bit and stops any water being able to come in, even if it did come through the sides. I'm not sure if you actually need to do this, but we just felt safer with it there for the sake of a bit of Velcro. There's also another couple of tips we had. As you can see from the boot, the highest it opens is definitely a head height, so we whacked our head on that lock a couple of times. A little bit of foam padding, we took this off of a pool noodle going over the lock. That definitely saves your head, highly recommended. The Velcro that attaches to the back of the car is very strong and starts to pull up the carpet. So don't recommend that you stick it to that. Easy to fix. All you do is you lift up the carpet section at the back, the cover, and just stick it to the inside of the truck. It actually sticks there better, it holds down better, you've got access to the trunk and you can remove it much more easily, so much better not to stick it to the front lid. Last thing we did was line up some guy ropes down the side and peg those in, made them straight in line with the edges of the tent. It just makes it so much easier to reverse the car in and get it perfectly aligned with the tent every time. Just makes the setup just that bit quicker and easier each time that we did it. So overall, what do I think of the tent? I definitely recommend it. It's got a few problems, but they're pretty easy to fix if you know how to sew a couple of bits together. And apart from those, the rest of the tent is fantastic. It's really easy to put up, really easy to take down again, packs away very, very quickly, and certainly appeared to be the best option out of all the ones we looked at online. And even if you don't get the tent, make sure you get the mattress. That thing is awesome.